I definitely didn't think we were spending that much on junk food. A frugal friend. So I got the idea for this video from watching a See Mindy Mom video where she does $100 like grocery budget challenge. She mentioned in the video that typically when she does one of these $100 challenges, she spends $25 of that on fresh fruits and vegetables. And I thought, oh, now wouldn't it be interesting if I knew what percentage of my grocery budget was spent on different categories? So I went to the junk drawer in the kitchen and I got all the receipts, and then I got a spreadsheet. And I went through every single receipt and listed every single piece of food that I bought last month. And I put it into 7 different categories: produce, meat, dairy, dry goods, beverages, junk food, and taxes and fees. So like when I do a grocery pickup order. So sure, in some ways this whole breakdown was a bit arbitrary. Like I put canned beans into the dry goods, but I probably could have also put them in fruits and vegetables. Despite a few little quirks or oddities, I think like this is a pretty justifiable breakdown. Drum roll, please. Here's what I came up with. Produce, fresh fruits and vegetables, came in at 30% of our overall food budget. Meat was 7%, and I'll explain how we have it so low in a second. Dairy at 11%, dry goods at 24%, beverages is 6%, the taxes and fees were 3%, and the junk food came in at a whopping 19%. So before I talk about what we could or will change going forward, let me also talk about what we're still doing that's working really well. The meat budget is killing it, clearly. This is for 2 reasons. One, when I buy meat, I exclusively buy meat when it's on either a loss leader sale or a markdown sale. So if you don't know, the loss leader sales are the ones like at the front of the flyers that are just look insanely low, and you usually only see those at your more typically expensive grocery stores. So when I see something like whole chickens for 99 cents a pound, that's what I'm picking up. Recently there was ground beef for $1.99 a pound, so I swooped up a bunch of those, and now I've got a ton of ground beef in my freezer. And that's why we have a chest freezer, is so that I can stock up on these loss leader meat sales and get them for way, way lower prices and then just have them available whenever I need them. The other thing that's helping our meat budget is we already eat a lot of either completely no meat meals or low meat meals. Another thing that's working really well is the beverage category. It's only 6% of what we're buying in total, and almost all of that is coffee. And we buy whole bean coffee, which is cheaper than ground most of the time here. And we always make coffee at home. We're not going out and getting coffee at drive-thrus. We could bring that down a little bit more. I'm kind of a cocoa snob. Like I don't really like the Swiss Miss. If you have good at-home cocoa, like homemade cocoa recipes, I would love if you would tell me about them in the comments. All right, now let's look at the things that we could or will definitely be doing to bring the grocery budget down this month. We are nickel and diming ourselves with these mini grocery trips. It's bad, guys. Like look how many times we bought food this month. That's a lot of different trips to a grocery store that we didn't need that many. Like this one, I think this was my husband, he went into the store to buy apples, and we came out also buying muffins and donuts. This one, I went into Walmart just to buy Italian bread and eggs, and I also came out buying a Twix bar. Like, it's the little trips. Because, oh, I forgot one thing. Oh, I forgot one other thing. And I saw someone mention this in the comment section of the latest community poll I did in the community tab on what's the biggest grocery budget busting problem you have right now. She was like, oh, it's the impulse buys. Yes, I too like my Twix bars when I go to the store. And also, I'm a million weeks pregnant, and it's really hard to say no to cravings. Which, yes, it's easy for me to have that excuse, but everybody has cravings, and it's hard for everybody to say no to those cravings. And so the more times we go in the store, the more dang junk food we buy. Next, making like dupes of our favorite convenience food, or figuring out ways to bulk process or bulk prepare things in advance so that we can have them quick and easy when we need them later. Next, I talked about this one in my video on fruits and vegetables, which I will tell you more about in a second. Eating more seasonally. I know it's really hard in Maine in the winter, but we bought a lot of like fresh tomatoes on the vine. The biggest thing, just doing this audit, we went over a lot for last month's grocery budget. Like it was It was a short month, and yet we spent like $100 more than we usually do, and we usually only spend $525 for my family of 4. I was a little frustrated when I looked at the numbers when I did our total budget breakdown at the end of the month and I saw what happened. So I really kind of wanted to dive in more and figure out what the heck happened. I wouldn't have known how much we were spending on junk food unless I'd gone through and done this, and that was pretty eye-opening, considering especially that I didn't think we ate that much junk food. I thought we had a pretty clean diet. And the other thing I could do is we could start rethinking the kids' snack situation. We do eat a lot of goldfish, a lot of goldfish. I'm not going to have the time, especially once this little one comes, I'm not going to have the time to make a ton of home-prepared, homemade goldfish-like crackers like I see on Pinterest. Ain't nobody got time for that. Which I am thinking, I've got a few ideas percolating in my brain of ways to save on your grocery budget, even if you're a really busy person. If that is a kind of video that you would be interested in, time saving but also money saving tips, you can let me know in the comments, because I'm toying with that idea too. So there you go. I'm not perfect. Our grocery budget is not perfect, and sometimes you blow the budget, and all you can do is try better next month, kind of look and see what went wrong and do better next time. So I'm sure I'm not the only one who's had that issue when grocery shopping. And if you did want to watch that video I mentioned in the middle about saving money on fruits and vegetables, and you haven't seen that one yet, the link is in the description. You can go check that out. I will see you again. Bye, YouTube. Oh, I didn't mention. Yeah, if you like the video, do the like thing. That's useful and kind. Thank you.